So as usual, we're gonna go through the Finlogix Sentiment Tool. For those who are here first time on the Wednesday webinar, Finlogix Sentiment Tool is a tool that we use to see where the positioning of the market is, and we try to trade the opposite of that. As we all know, majority of the people that are on the market tend to lose money. So we just try to do the opposite of whatever they're doing. Okay, so that's exactly what we're going to be looking to do today. We're going to be trying to trade with the long, against the long majority that is on the market. Cool. So I've separated a bit of a trades here. We have EURAUD, we have CADJPY, we have EURODollar, we have Aussie CAD, and we have a bunch more. But as usual, before we go any further, I need to put up the risk disclaimer. All right, cool, let's go. Take this off. Perfect. So for those who are not aware, Finlogix is free, okay? It's a sister company from ACY, it's powered by ACY Securities. We don't charge anything, literally nothing, for you to get access to those tools. A lot of other websites, a lot of other platforms, they do charge a subscription fee, or they do charge all this stuff. They ask for emails and whatever. We don't. All right, so straightforward. The way you access this is typing finlogix.com on your Google, and then coming into tools and then market sentiment. Okay. Very, very easy to use. Very straightforward, I guess. Pretty simple. The way you use here, we only look at the Forex, but of course you can look at commodities, you can look at indices as well. All right, it's going to depend from what you trade. In a simple perspective, why do we only trade Forex? It's much more easier to keep it up. Okay, you do have a margin for error. As of commodities, too sharp movements, too ups and downs, and we're not looking to trade that types of movements. Now, the way we trade here is we try to get to the minority side of the market. So in this case, we would be longing these currencies that I'm circling. No. And then we could be shorting these other currencies that are circling right now. Okay, so that would be the way we would do, and it's pretty simple. It's very, very straightforward. You even have the signal here. Okay, now if it is below 10%, so in this situation we have like a 3% here, another 4%, 7%, and then on this side we don't have anything. We are looking to trade to the majority side. Okay, we're not looking to trade. We're not looking to trade to the minority. We're looking to trade to the majority. Okay, why? Because majority of the time when we have below 10%, it means that the market is too strategic to that direction, and that most likely the players will be switching the sides. Okay. Now that being said, I think we can get to it. So first one is EURAUD. So let me open the charts. All right, so we have the integrated chart here. So the first one is Euro Australian dollar. So let's have a look at that. EURUSD. Okay. So for EURAUD, we would have to wait a little bit because it's right at the 11%. This updates every 15 minutes. Okay, so now the last time updated was 4. The next time updating will be in 2 minutes. So 4:15. So when that changes every 15 minutes, we can have a look if that still is at 11%, or if that goes below 10%, then we can change the way we trade. But now let's move it on to Australian dollar. So Aussie, AUDUSD. AUDUSD, looking to long that. I really like this trade idea. That was a bank think it was HSBC, favoring a consolidation around the 64. And that's exactly what is happening. So around this level, they say that would be a consolidator, and that's exactly what is going on at the moment. So there's either two things here. Okay, so we're either going to be consolidating for quite a while, or we're going to be looking to exit this consolidation into the coming NFP or into the coming BOJ, the Bank of Japan interest rates decision. My opinion is that a long position is welcoming into this area. We are right a little bit above the 50% of this consolidation. So my expectation would be if it breaks through the top here, that would be highly a good setup to long that market. At the moment, as in the middle of like a no man lands, I would just leave it aside. But if it comes below here, I would look to long. Okay. So that's my takes. So 15, it's changing. Let's see what's going to change. Oops, still updating. Let me just refresh the page. There you go. So now change it to 12%. So yeah, it's a long trade on our Euro Aussie. Okay. Well, Euro Aussie, we have to think about something. Okay, we are long on Australian dollar. All right, as we say, long on Australian dollar. So we should be looking to short Euro Aussie. Okay, because if we long Euro Aussie, we pretty much neutral into the Australian dollar, and we have maybe some exposure into US dollar, because both of those pairs they have euro. Okay, as pretty much everyone can see here. So Australian dollar, sorry, both of those pairs have Australian dollar. So Aussie dollar and Euro Aussie. If we have a short position on Euro Aussie and if we have a long position on Euro Aussie, basically we meaning that we have a long position on Euro Aussie and a long position on Aussie dollar. Basically, we are shorting Australian dollar on Euro Aussie and we are longing Australian dollar on Aussie dollar. So that pretty much like takes off this Australian, and then what we have is long Euro US dollar. Okay, so that is much easier for us just to go and long Euro Aussie. Okay, but at the moment, I think the best opportunity lies into longing Australian against the US dollar. Okay, so Euro Aussie a little bit, sideways. Aussie dollar, we still have some room to capitalize on top of that. Okay, cool. Next one, GBP USD. Let's have a look on that. Okay. So GBP USD, interesting. It says for us to, let me just take this off, guys. It says it's looking for us to go long on GBP USD, and we are long on Aussie dollar. So basically, that's good because we're short US dollar and we're short US dollar here as well. So that's a good setup. So longing GBP USD could be an opportunity. Okay, let me just see if that's a mispricing from Finlogix or if that is actual a gap into the market. Let's go for trading view pretty quick here and look to another chart. Okay, that's just a mispricing here. Cool. Again, looks like it's consolidating in top. Okay, very, very top here. That's a 4-hour chart. Interesting. What I would suggest is for us to wait for this setup. There's no much clear setup. Majority of the pairs, they're pretty stretched. in my opinion, like euro dollar and pound dollar, etc. They're pretty stretched. So at the moment, only Aussie dollar, euro Aussie, sorry, euro dollar long. Let's have a look on that. Um, if I'm not wrong, I saw some banks talking about longing euro dollar. Okay, I believe on that. As I say, on last Tuesday or last Wednesday, I was looking for a pullback. We sort of get this pullback. Now it's just a point of, will we get an even deeper pullback, around these levels of like 50% or 61%, or will we just hover around here? Let's see what are the other options we get on the tool, and then we come back to this euro dollar before after. Neutral, so we don't trade neutral. For the Japanese yen, I would rather wait to get the context of what the Bank of Japan will say, what Ueda specifically will say about the tariffs that been hitting Japan, because when we look at it, in a sense, we've had pretty big moves into tariffs, right? And therefore, I would rather wait for something and see how the central bank will approach that, to then take action and go forward with it, right? So for Japanese yen pairs, I would just leave that aside, except for the US dollar Japanese yen, right? Because US dollar, we are looking at a pullback that I was mentioning. Euro pound from last week, as I say, coming back down at these levels. Anyways, so let me just get this one for US dollar Japanese yen. I'm looking at US dollar Japanese yen as a short opportunity, but waiting for a pullback. Okay, I just want to go over this again with everyone. I'm highly expecting USD JPY to come around the level of 50 and 61%. Okay, so talking about this area here, where most likely that will be an opportunity to short US dollar Japanese yen, and that will be quite good because I'm targeting something around this look, and I'm looking to target 138, so looking somewhere around here. Okay, so that's my opinion into US dollar Japanese yen, with the market being bullish on the US dollar. We can see right here. So we can see right here that most likely we will get a pricing above the 100. Just somewhat of recovery will be welcoming to US dollar index. All right, most likely this is just a pullback here and then a continuation up. Okay. Looks like there's a fire alarm going on into the building. Let me just wait and see, guys. Just a second. I'll be back in 1 minute. Let me just see if that's a real fire alarm or if it's just a random thing. Wait a minute. I think it's fine. I'm not going to get fired. Okay, cool. Let's get back to it. Sorry, it was just, I don't know if you guys could hear, but it was like a fire alarm going on into the building. And I just want to double check if that was a real fire alarm or if it's just a drill. Looks like it was just a mistake. Anyways, so yeah, coming back here, I think US dollar will be a little bit above the 100 mark into the short term. Somewhere around 104, around 104 where I'm looking at. And that can, as I say, if the US dollar goes up, Euro dollar would potentially come back down because, as everyone knows, US dollar, Euro dollar is basically the opposite of US dollar. Okay, actually, like if I invert the scale, you can see that it's exactly like pretty much the same as Euro dollar. Okay, so for that reason, if the US dollar continues to go up, most likely we're going to be having an Euro dollar down somewhere around 108. Okay, cool. As I was saying, US dollar, Japanese yen, most likely coming at that level and then looking to short at 138. GBP AUD, looking to short that. Let's have a look on this. GBP AUD. GBP AUD, wow. That's a big move. 21% only short. Yeah, I think that spike here doesn't make me much happy. Oh, that's a daily. Okay. Oof, I was a bit scary on that. Don't know why it was daily, but okay, that makes much more sense. Yeah, that's good. Yeah, that's a good option because if we long in Aussie, here would be make sense for us to short GBP AUD as of the Australian dollar is strong. Okay, cool. But leave that one aside and let's go for the next one. NZD dollar against the US dollar sell. Well, let's have a look on that as we're not going to be trading US dollar Japanese yen. Let me get those New Zealand. I wouldn't agree on that because having an exposure to New Zealand dollar with the US dollar, like if we want to short this, we're basically having a trade on Aussie New Zealand long. So I'd rather choose one another, and I'm probably going to go for Aussie US dollar. So at the moment, certainly we're going to be looking to long Aussie dollar. Euro dollar, not too sure. New Zealand dollar, not too sure. And GBP Aussie, we're going to be looking to short, right? So long Aussie dollar, short GBP UD at the moment. Everything can change, but let's have a look. The next ones. CAD Japanese yen. Well, CADJPY has been quite a good trade that I've mentioned to everyone back a while ago. We were short this market since the top, like literally since up here. We re-entered that trade here, and then we had this whole move down. So that was a good one. I'm just thinking if we should enter short or not, because the Japanese yen is a little bit like losing the strength at the moment. Okay. And I want to wait to the Bank of Japan pronunciation about the rates and tariffs, and how this is making like difficult or making it easier for Japan. I guess the best approach here is to not touch it for the moment. We already had a good trade on CAD Japanese yen, so maybe not looking to have on the portfolio, like that quickly again. Of course, that's a good opportunity. Like making money. There's always good opportunities. Like why not? But at the moment, not looking the way I would prefer to do. I think it's too cheap at the moment for us to continue to sell. Cool. Aussie CAD short, but that's already below 10%. So let's have a look at Aussie CAD. Yeah, Aussie CAD, I'm favoring longs at the moment, as everyone knows. I've been trading Aussie CAD for a while now, holding on this consolidation, and I'm just being patient. Like, there's literally nothing we can do. I'm already long on this market, so looking to target 90 cents. So my trade has been like down here, somewhere down here, but like from this dip. My stop loss is below here, and my take profit is at 90 cents. So that's pretty much what I have right now. So, you know, nearly broke that, but that break was without volume. So, you know, when you have such like things like that, it's pretty much like it's not going to go anywhere. I knew it's going to be pulling back. You know, hit my position back again. Now going up because of the Australian CPI. So we had the Australia CPI this morning coming in higher than expected, meaning that the RBA won't likely cut the rates, and most likely they will be holding the rates again. So, my friends, my opinion here is a long Aussie CAD. That's the trade I have at the moment. Okay, but notice that we are making higher, lower highs. Okay, higher lows. Sorry. So if you look here, we have this one that is exactly as this one, and then we have an attempt to a bit higher, an attempt to a bit higher on the top, and then pulls it back again. So 1, 2, 3, and most likely the next impulse that we get, it's probably going to break through this price in here. Okay, so if we notice, it's pretty clear to see that we're having like, we're having like something like that. Okay. So whatever side it breaks, it can potentially be to the downside, or it can potentially be to the upside. But if we have a higher high than this high, most likely it will be to the upside. Okay. Cool bananas. All right. Next one. EURUSD strong sell. Again, it's only 4%, so I'm looking to long it. There's a bank on long, so it definitely is a good trade. All right. Cool. That's a good trade. Look, leave it here. Japanese yen and Japanese yen. Cool. So now we have Euro dollar, Aussie dollar, EURUSD, and GBP AUD. These are the pairs that we're looking to trade at the moment. Let me just drink some water before we go to it. Okay. Oh, wow. I think police is coming up. Cool. So first thing here is we selected the pairs. Okay, so we went through all the pairs. We saw the ones that were good. We saw the ones that are not that good. Now we need to find an entry point. We need to decide which one we're going to take and which one we're going to leave aside, and then take the trade. Okay, so first thing is euro dollar. Okay, so there's another euro here. Okay, so there's another euro here, and there's another US dollar here. So if we're looking to long euro CHF, we would likely be longing euro dollar. If you want to long Australian dollar, we would be likely long euro dollar. But as then we're building a portfolio with a delta, a negative delta on US dollar, we would highly be exposed to the moves of the base currency. and nothing to the quote. Okay. What I mean by that is we long in Euro CHF and we long in Euro dollar. Okay, so pretty much very clear we long in we long in Euro. Therefore, there's only rest US dollar and CHF. Well, if we long Euro dollar, that means that we're shorting US dollar. And if we long Australian dollar against US dollar, that means we're shorting US dollar. So basically we are long Euro, short US dollar, and long Australian dollar. Okay, so the rest, the one that last is US dollar CHF. Well, we don't have US dollar CHF here, but in my opinion, these are the best pairs we could be looking to trade. Okay, Euro dollar, Aussie dollar, Euro CHF, and GBP AUD. So let's just start with Euro dollar longs. Okay, so if we long at the market price at the moment, we're looking to target somewhere around 117 or 116 would be quite ideal. Let me just go for the 1 hour chart. So, okay, we are on a consolidation. Cool. So my stop loss would probably be around this level. Okay, 1, 2, 3, 4, 6, 7, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So we pretty much 1 to 2 here. So I'm going to be longing at market price, take profit at 116, and stop loss at 112.80. There you go. So it's pretty much 1 to 2 trade. Okay, so that's what I'm looking to trade at the moment on Euro dollar. Aussie dollar, I would wait, okay, for a pullback. If we have a pullback around this level, would be ideal to get into the trade. And I would be looking to target 65 then. 65. I need at least 60. Oh, there you go. 65 here. Just for precaution, we have this low that would be ideally the stop loss, but we have these lows that have been holding quite well. So you can either take a riskier trade, you know, that would be with stop losses here, or you can take more safer trade with the stop loss down here. It's completely up to you now. Both of them are valid areas. I prefer to have the stop loss below these levels, just because if we get wicked here, we still have this support area that will maybe support the price. Okay. Euro CHF longs, we can long. Short, isn't it? Oh no, because it's the below 10%. So we should be looking to long that right there. Take profit. We can look at the 95,500. There you go. And stop loss, we can just drag up here. Plenty of space for the market to move. All right, 93,200. Cool. GBP AUD, looking to short that. Now it's a tricky one because we have this whole move up. What I potentially think it will happen is we'll keep consolidated for a while. Okay, but we can short that into here. We can put the stop loss above that area. That's really great. Small stops. And the take profit at the middle of this level. Okay. Oh, sorry, of this next consolidation here. So these are the trades. So we pretty much long Australian dollar. We long euro and we short US dollar. So wait a minute, let me just write it down. So Euro, US dollar, AUD, GBP, and CHF. So we have two positions on euro. So we have one euro CHF long and one euro dollar long. So basically we are long on euro. We have two positions on US dollar. So we long Australian against US dollar and we long euro dollar. So that means we short in US dollar. So short. We have one position on Aussie against the US dollar and one position against GBP AUD. So both of them we're long Australian dollar. We have only one position on GBP, so that's short. And we have only one position on CHF, that is short. So we have long euro, short dollar, long Australian dollar, short pound, and short CHF. So the exposure at the moment is pretty much, if we have long 1, if we have short, we have -1, long 1, GBP -1, and -1. So the portfolio is, 1. Oh gosh, wait. There you go. So we have 1 minus -1 plus 1 minus 1 minus 1 equals to -1. So the delta of the portfolio is -1. So what that means is if the market goes up, we lose money. If the market goes down, we make money because we are -1 compared to all the pairs we're trading. So yeah, that's pretty much it. We are majority of the portfolio, we are short. Yeah, so we have 3 shorts and 2 longs. So that means that the rest is shorting. So someone sent a message. I'm bullish on Euro Aussie, Euro USD 2. On Monday, I took an entry at 1.13300 with a take profit at 117. Yeah, that's it. Okay, cool. So we had 4 trades for this this session. We had euro dollar long, Australia against US dollar long, euro CHF long, and GBP AUD shorts. Okay. Again, we're majority short. Luca, one question before I forget. So supposing we took a trade based on we took a trade based on the sentiment tool. How long the trade last, since it seems like we are counter trading? That's a good question. So usually the position ends when three things happen: or take profit, stop loss, or that's majority of the time when the tool changes. Okay, so if we have that guy becoming like 13, 14, 15, 20, 25, 30, 35, 40, 50, 50, 55, 60, then it's time for us to just leave the trade because the market is switching. Okay. So that's the way I look at it. Papa J say that is just for the moment. Don't keep your hopes high just yet. Market can go sideways at any time. Market is sideways. Right, market is sideways for 2 weeks already. So in the next coming weeks, most likely we will take some side. All right, market makers can't market make with no move. So we will have some initiative for maybe some fundamentals, maybe some technicals. Something will ignite a change on the market in the next coming weeks. Most likely, Trump will back off on tariffs. Australian dollar, commodity related currencies will go bad. Commodity will go bad. Indices will go well. Risk assets will go well, and market will buy risk off. So bonds, treasury, yields, those types of things will happen. Cool, guys. I think that's it for today. I hope you guys could get some good trades, and I chat to you tomorrow. So same time, 4 to 5 p.m. I will be here. And as I say, there's a lot to discuss in terms of fundamentals. So I'm trying to catch up bit by bit with everyone every day. Thank you so much. Have a great Wednesday, and I'll chat to you tomorrow. See you guys. Bye-bye.